Farmers are now poised, in spite of record crop yields, to lose over $12 billion this year, thanks to Donald Trump's trade war and his, bit of a standoff with China right now. China's not buying our crops anymore.
And disappearing profits are making it nearly impossible for them to break even, let alone to turn a profit.
We worry about drought. We worry about pricing. We worry about equipment. We worry about financing. This tariff is just another thing that we have to worry about.
China, the world's largest buyer of soybeans, hasn't pre-purchased any soybeans for the upcoming U.S. harvest.
This is not just another news story. This is the collapse of America's backbone. The farmers who put food on your table are being crushed, not by drought, not by nature, but by politics, by tariffs, by a war they never asked for. Donald Trump's new tariffs, rolled out in April 2025, were supposed to protect America. Instead, they've become a noose around the neck of small farmers. Soybeans, corn, dairy, fruit, slapped with taxes that made them too expensive to sell abroad. And the world responded. China, once America's biggest customer, which used to buy 1/5 of American soybean, canceled its soybean and corn orders completely. Now thousands of farmers are left with crops they can't sell. Prices have collapsed. Bankruptcies have exploded by 55% in just 1 year, 2025. Families are losing land passed down for generations. But here's where it hits you. Tariffs don't stop at the farm gate. They slam into your grocery bill, and hard.
Starting tomorrow, new tariffs of 15 to 50% will take effect on many food imports, jacking up prices on produce from Central and South America, like bananas, pineapples, peppers, and cucumbers. And popular seafood from Indonesia and Vietnam now facing levies of up to 20%, double the previous rate. Higher tariffs also hitting imported coffee, olive oil, meat, and cheese.
Think about this. Bananas, coffee, canned food, even aluminum for soda cans. America imports much of it. Tariffs on steel, aluminum, and farm goods are ricocheting through the entire supply chain. That's why the price of essentials, milk, meat, fruits, vegetables, has jumped anywhere from 5% to 18%. So yes, this story is about struggling farmers in Iowa and Wisconsin, but it's also about you. It's about the farmers looking for costumer hoping to sell their crops. About a moment you check out and wonder, how did groceries become a luxury? John, a corn farmer from Iowa, told CNBC what it feels like when China canceled orders overnight.
We worry about drought. We worry about pricing. We worry about equipment. We worry about financing. This tariff is just another thing that we have to worry about.
Todd Western III is a soybean farmer in Waterloo, Iowa. He says trade tensions between the U.S. and China are fueling uncertainty for his business.
This is one of my unplanted fields right here. I'm not able to sell anything off this field.
For farmers in many parts of the American South, it's a dire situation.
We grew these crops hoping to sell them. Now they're just sitting in storage. Every dollar lost hurts when you're just trying to keep the farm alive. He's not alone. Across the Midwest, silos are full, but wallets are empty. And every day, another family wonders if they'll be the next to lose the farm. But here's the twist. This crisis isn't staying on the farm. It's already in your kitchen. Think about your last grocery trip. Did you feel that sting at the checkout counter? That's not just inflation. That's the ripple effect of tariffs. When the Trump administration imposed sweeping tariffs on imports, steel, aluminum, and billions worth of goods from China and beyond, it didn't just hit foreign suppliers, it boomeranged right back to America's heartland. The New York Times reported how these tariffs have driven up the cost of everyday goods, from canned foods to farm equipment. Bananas, avocados, even coffee beans, the things you pack in your kid's lunchbox, suddenly became more expensive because the U.S. relies heavily on imports for them. According to the USDA, nearly half of America's fresh fruit and 1/3 of its fresh vegetables come from abroad. Add tariffs on top of that, your grocery cart just got heavier, in cost, not in weight. And here's where the pain connects. While farmers are losing markets overseas because of retaliatory tariffs, American consumers are losing dollars at home. It's a double squeeze. Farmers can't sell, and families can't buy without feeling the pinch. Picture this. A dairy farmer in Wisconsin is forced to dump milk because Chinese buyers disappeared. Meanwhile, in New York, a mother is paying more for baby formula made with imported ingredients. Different lives, same policy, same fallout. The irony? Tariffs were sold as a way to protect American workers and industries, but instead, many U.S. farmers became collateral damage and consumers footed the bill. And the numbers are brutal. According to the nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office, American households paid an average of $1,277 extra per year because of tariff-driven price hikes. Each receipt, each grocery run, it's not just inflation, it's policy, baked right into the price tag. And here's what makes it explosive for viewers like you. This isn't their problem, it's yours. It's not about a farmer in Iowa or a trade official in Washington. It's about the butter on your toast, the eggs in your fridge, the coffee in your cup. So the next time someone says tariffs only affect Wall Street or big corporations, remember the farmer who lost his buyer. Remember your own wallet at checkout. This is the real trade war, and it's being fought in silence, in grocery aisles across America. And here's the kicker. It's not just America punishing itself. Other countries are punishing back. When Trump slapped tariffs on billions worth of imports, countries didn't just sit quietly. They retaliated. Hard. China, the biggest buyer of U.S. soybeans, slammed the door shut. Before tariffs, China bought more than 60% of American soy exports. After tariffs, that market collapsed overnight. Millions of tons of soybeans rotted in silos across the Midwest. Farmers called it a death sentence. Reuters captured the devastation. China's tariffs sent U.S. soybean exports plunging by 94% in a single season. Canada, America's closest trading partner, didn't hold back either. Prime Minister Mark Carney retaliated with tariffs on U.S. dairy, pork, and grain exports. The very lifeline American farmers depend on suddenly became a chokehold. And the pain didn't stop there. Mexico joined in, targeting pork and cheese. The European Union hit back on corn and whiskey. One by one, America's trade partners sent a clear message. If you tax us, we'll tax you right back. It was like watching your customers lock the doors, one after another, and they had nowhere else to turn. For farmers, it's déjà vu of the 2018 crisis when exports collapsed. But this time, the stakes are even higher, because the customers America lost back then never fully came back, and now even more are walking away. Or dairy farmers, already struggling with razor-thin margins, now saw Canada cutting them out with retaliatory measures. Imagine waking up to find your biggest customer gone, not because of your product, but because of politics. And here's the cruel irony. While American farmers were being cut off, other countries filled the vacuum. Brazil swooped in to replace U.S. soybeans in China. The EU increased pork exports to Mexico. As America waged its tariff war, its competitors quietly stole its customers, and they're not giving them back. Think about that. Years, even decades, of relationships built by American farmers, gone in a single policy decision. And unlike a bad season or a drought, this wasn't Mother Nature. This was man-made. The fallout rippled beyond farms, too.
Western and other farmers like him are also concerned tariffs will drive up costs. Current rates will mean higher prices for items ranging from fertilizers to farm equipment to tractors.
Local businesses, the seed supplier, the tractor dealer, the diner on Main Street, all felt the squeeze as farmers cut spending. Small-town economies collapsed like dominoes. This wasn't just a trade war. It was an economic wildfire, spreading from cornfields to grocery stores to Wall Street. And the smoke is still rising. Donald Trump's administration defends tariffs as a tool of economic patriotism. They argue that China, Canada, and others have long manipulated trade at America's expense. Tariffs, they say, level the playing field. But critics, from economists to Republican senators in farm states, see something else, a self-inflicted wound. The Washington Post reported that Senator Chuck Grassley of Iowa warned these tariffs are political suicide for rural America. The stakes extend far beyond farms. Trade wars reshape alliances. For Washington, tariffs were a tactic. For rivals, they were an opportunity. And the cost of that opportunity? It's America, not Donald Trump. Here's the truth. Tariffs were sold as protection. But protection for whom? Not for the dairy farmer in Wisconsin forced to dump milk when buyers vanished. Not for the trucker in Ohio losing routes as exports dried up. Not for the family in New York paying more for their groceries. According to the nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office, American households paid an average of $1,277 more per year because of tariff-driven price hikes. That's not speculation. That's a bill every family feels. Leave a comment below. Now, more than ever, America's farmers need your voice. Change won't happen without pressure. It starts with understanding, and it starts with you. Share this O to wake up more people to the crisis. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications to stand with America's backbone.